I regret leaving my ex for my husband. I have been married for 3.5 years. What? And our relationship is crumbling. And it's. I really regret leaving my ex. He was so good to me. He was an amazing guy, and he would have done literally anything for me. I was stupid, young, dumb, broke, and I broke up with him because I wanted to drink and he didn't want me to. We were together for 5 years. And me and my husband can't even speak to each other without arguing. It's literally like a ticking time bomb. And the thing that really gets me is that my ex would have done literally anything. Like, I know from the bottom of my heart, he would have done anything and everything to keep me and to keep me happy. And my husband just doesn't care. Like, my ex never lied to me, not even once. And my husband is a chronic liar. And I honestly just feel like this is payback and this is my karma for breaking his heart. But at the same time, it's just like, ugh, like, what do I do?
This is just so mind blowing, and you see it every day. She didn't leave him because he was abusive. She didn't even leave him because he was cheating or because he was a bad guy. She left him because he had standards, and now she's calling it karma. Come on, guys. And you know the craziest part? The craziest part is that this is not a rare situation. This is what is actively happening in the dating market right now. So many guys are going through all of this. You do everything for her. You put your resources on the line. You put your time on the line. You put your reputation on the line. You even put your safety on the line. And she still leaves you for chat simply because you have standards. And bro, please, if you're tired of this kind of crazy women, if you're tired of these double standards, if you're tired of this kind of just crazy behavior, and you are happy that it's being called out, smash the subscribe button because this channel is where masculinity is respected and where we call out the double standards and where we encourage men to look out for themselves. So thank you for supporting. Listen to her own admission. She said the guy was good. The guy did everything for her. The guy was very truthful. The guy was very honest. The guy was just the best kind of guy you could have, which means the guy was not the problem. She was the problem, and she's admitting it. And guys need to stop ignoring this reality. She didn't leave because he was a bad boyfriend. She didn't leave because he was a bad guy. She left because he refused. He stopped her from doing whatever she wanted because he was a guy who had standards, who had boundaries. She wanted to go out partying, go out drinking, go out doing stupid stuff. And he said, that's not going to be on my program. You are not going to be with me if you want to do those things. I don't tolerate it. And she left. She left for the guy who gave her butterflies, the guy who allowed her to drink and do crazy stuff, maybe take drugs or be in bad groups. And that time she thought she was independent. That time she was saying, I'm a boss lady, no man can tell me what to do. And I'm happy the guy did not beg. I'm happy the guy did not cry for her to stay. The guy let her go. And honestly, the guy dodged the bullet. And this is what happens when you have standards. This is what happens when you prioritize yourself. This is what happens when you have boundaries. You tend to attract people who rock with you. You tend to attract people who can easily integrate into your program. He did everything right, and she left. And that was a win for the guy. Now she's crying. Now she's calling it karma. Now she's looking for excuses like, I was still young. That's not an excuse. If you were old enough to have a boyfriend, if you are old enough to be drinking, to be going out, you are old enough to make good decisions. And you know what? This exposes a truth that most men know. Modern women don't hate bad men. Modern women hate men who tell them the truth. Modern women hate men who can say no without being afraid of losing her. Because when you can say no, it means you can't be controlled. And this is the main problem. It's all about control. You abandoning your basics, you abandoning your principles, you abandoning what you stand for just to do what she wants, just to let her do what she wants. That's control. That's what they hate. And again, the craziest part is when she says she was dumb, she was young, she was naive. That's a comfortable excuse. But every man should watch this. What she's simply saying is that she was not ready to appreciate peace. She was not ready to appreciate a man who leads. She was not ready to appreciate a man, even though this guy was giving her everything, even though this guy was protecting her, even though this guy was there for her in every way, shape, or form. as per what she's saying, but she could not be submissive to this guy. And now that she's with the bad guy, she's starting to realize that she was wrong. And I bet you she can do anything possible to go back to that guy. But the guy is gone. The guy is gone. Not only she left the guy, she went and she got married. Now she can't even talk to her husband. Now the reality is setting in. Now her eyes are wide open. But the guy is already gone. She chose the guy who was toxic. She chose the guy who doesn't even care about her. She chose a guy who lies every day. She chose a guy who gave her butterflies instead of stability. Now she comes back to cry. That ship has long sailed. There is nothing more you can do. You just have to advise your younger sisters that when they have a good man, they should do everything possible to keep him. And my advice to you guys, this is what happens when you have standards. This is what happens when you build your resources, when you learn a skill, when you take care of yourself, when you have boundaries. You attract the right kind of people. And when the wrong people come your way, they will eventually leave. But you never lose. You always win. Because when you have boundaries, when you have standards, you have options. Just imagine that this guy compromised his standards and accepted to stay with this lady to do what she wants. The guy will be miserable now. So, as a man, never fall for these kind of things. Know your worth, build your competence, build your build, just build your competence and build your confidence so that when you say no, you stand by it and you move on. And this is exactly why so many guys are just tired of dating and they have decided that dating is not part of their business. And if you're still thinking, should I date or not? Or did I do the right thing not to date or not? I created a resource that will be very useful for you. It's called the opt out decision test. It's not a motivation or something that will bash women. It's just some core questions that I ask you. You give the answers, you analyze the answers, and you see where you stand. It shows you where you stand if you're acting from emotions, if you should really walk out of dating, or it's not yet the right time. The link is on the description of this video and on the pinned comment below. It's free. You don't have to pay anything for the opt-out decision test. It's free, but it's going to give you clarity. It's going to help you make decisions based on data. And you know, the crazy thing is men do understand this. A good man is only valuable to a woman when she loses him. But when he's still there, she takes him for granted. She calls him boring. But when she leaves, that's when she realized like maybe that was just the love of my life. But it's already too late. You know why? Stability does not excite immature people. And she said it by herself. She said he could do anything and everything for me. Come on, what else do you want from a man? When he can do anything for you. When he was doing it, you did not value him. Now you value him because you've realized that the grass is not always greener from the other side. Now, this is bro to bro. Don't let society shame you into doing things you don't want to do. Don't let society shame you into lowering your standards, into not having boundaries, into accepting people in your orbit who don't fuck with you. Don't let society shame you into all of this. If she calls you controlling because you don't want her to be acting single, let her go. If she calls you insecure because you have standards, let her go. If she calls you immature or manipulative because you have boundaries, let her go. Because the truth is, when she does not respect you, when you do everything for her, as she said, but she doesn't respect you, she will end up in the streets and she'll end up crying, same like this lady is crying. So don't give that up for anyone. It might hurt at the beginning, it might hurt for a very short period of time, but at the end, you win. I want you to remember this. And if you are agreeing with this message, smash the subscribe button and join the tribe because here, masculinity is respected, men are supported, men are encouraged to empower themselves, to build their body, to build their finances, to learn a skill, to build their competence, to build their confidence. Because a world where men are masculine enough and assertive enough and not ashamed to be men is a world that wins. Share with your brother who needs to watch this and see you in the next one. Copy that.